Panda anthem.
Ian, what's up?
Red Panda anthem.
Red Panda, what's good?
Red Panda anthem.
It's your boy.
Okay, let's talk about this Facebook TikTok situation.
This is near and dear to you.
Y'all know the crystal ball not glowing is bright. Shout out to Ally.
This should be near and dear.
But I told you.
Yeah. What I'm hearing? All right. So what exactly happened? Some slander or something like that?
You want me to give you the headline?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So Facebook has paid the GOP firm to malign TikTok. So Facebook
Is this confirmed?
This
Absolutely.
Is from the Washington Post. So Facebook parent company Meta is paying one of the biggest.
Who's owned by Jeff Bezos?
By the way, it's paying one of the biggest Republican consulting firms in the country to orchestrate a nationwide campaign seeking to turn the public against TikTok.
Are they currently doing it now? So it's not a secret.
It had been done like the last 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, the campaign includes placing op-eds and letters to the editor in major regional news outlets reporting dubious stories about alleged TikTok trends that actually originated on Facebook. So like dance turns to danger. Like that would be like a headline, right? So yeah, man.
All is fair in love and war, man. It's a war. Business is a war.
This is business dirty Mackin 101.
Dirty Mackin. That's a fact.
Yeah, not something that I would do. I don't believe in those type of strategies or tactics.
Nah.
But it is war, and all is fair in love and war. And
I would always say that a superior person, brand, or firm does not have to sling mud on another person to make themselves shine.
I agree.
If you are great, other people will see it in you. So that's why when people and you said this, people usually throw and try and create competition amongst people that are like ranked higher than them. Like you won't see Jay-Z going down to an up and coming backpack rapper and be like, yo, you aren't anything, right?
You can't fight in that weight class. It's people throw rocks at the throne.
Yeah.
You throw rocks from the throne.
From the throne. Even though I may want to. I'm learning, not my stay, right?
Heavy is the crown.
You gotta get them over Rafiki. But and this is a prime example. When you begin to use tactics like this, it's a sign of a declining brand. If that same energy and effort was focused on building a better product or streamlining, like I would be happy if they would just eliminate the usage of bots on their platform and allowing it.
Please.
But I understand they want it for engagement and they need it, but that's also another sign that the product is not as good. TikTok is an incredibly sticky product. Anyone who's ever been on TikTok, you will spend an hour and a half on it by accident. There are things that I think they could have done to improve Instagram, but instead of doing that, and are the dangers that they're talking about real? Yes. The privacy stuff? Yes. Huge issue, right? But most consumers don't care about privacy, any of the China versus US stuff they don't care about. But I think when you see this, or whenever a brand says they are, like back in the day, people was like, this company is the Apple killer. That never pans out to be true. So it's a sign that that brand is weakening overall. That's why I've been telling everybody to use TikTok over Facebook.
It shows you the power of influence, right? Like if you have 3 billion people on your platform and you put out a message saying TikTok is a threat to American children, that's national news.
Absolutely.
And everybody has to cover it. Mm-hmm. And nobody ever where it was originated. It's just, that's the headline. You know what I mean? So like pay attention to all these things.
Yeah, you have to.
Still not sold on TikTok.
Why? Y'all page growing.
Well, yeah, you got
the engagement there. Sick. Go follow Earn Your Leisure TikTok. Go follow Max Investor TikTok, please.
By the way,
shout out to my guy. I appreciate you, Chris.
That's a fact. No, I mean you
Wall Street Trapper. Yeah.
Talk about getting the room.
You got to diversify your portfolio.
For real.
You definitely have to diversify your portfolio. But I don't know. I'm just not sold on it. I don't know.
It's a better product.
I don't know. I'm still not. I'm still not. I still haven't.
Tough. I know that's where our kids are.
You subscribe to what?
TikTok.
What do you mean?
Like I have an account. Maybe I have an account, but it's tough. Our kids, my kids are always on there.
You always have to follow what the kids are doing because the kids are going to be the ones who spread. They're going to have the viral impact on the parents. So even like when I was huge on Facebook in 2005, shout out to Stevie G who got me on it. I told my uncles and everyone about it. They're like, oh, you spend all this time online. What you doing? You wasting your time. I'm like, okay. And then 10 years later, every adult is on. So at some point, we're going to have like an adult migration to TikTok. And then they'll leave and they'll go somewhere else. the kids go somewhere else. But the kids, same in hip hop, like the kids set what's hot, not us that are, late 30s or early 40s. Like
The trends.
the kids gonna set the trends for what's hot. We just have to be there early enough. But I think even though it's dangerous, TikTok is a superior product for sure. Please put in chat, which one do you like using more, TikTok or IG? TikTok has bots too, but it's way worse on Instagram. Oh my
The
god!
vast majority of people don't say Instagram, they lying. Because I know that
Caps in chat.
Most people that listen to Market Mondays is between 25 and 40, and that age demographic is on Instagram. So if y'all don't say Instagram, heavy on the cap. Sir, cap a lot. But TikTok.
We walk into Facebook to do a deal. Like, I'm like, whoa, what do you think about TikTok? Oh, my bad, Mark.
TikTok is definitely a good product for sure. And definitely follow our TikTok for sure. It is very vital. Very vital to the success of any entrepreneur these days. So,
if you have to only pick one,
Instagram. You got to go with the proven model because anything can happen. That's what I learned. Anything can happen. And Instagram right now is still supreme. TikTok is a very formidable opponent, but Instagram's still number one.
Do you have a bias towards it because of the elevation of the brand, and you think, or no?
What'd you say?
Do you have a bias towards it because of the brand growth? Because I love Facebook, but Facebook dead.
Facebook is dead, but you can still go viral on Facebook. You can still viral on Facebook.
True.
So
that's true.
Don't totally discount Facebook. And Facebook groups are big. They're big too.
May 1st, Red Panda, you guys will finally have access and be able to chat amongst each other. So yeah,
we're gonna do something on the Facebook group too. But yeah, I feel like you got to diversify your portfolio, just like investing. But it's not really necessarily a bias. I just feel me spending a lot of time on social media. I just still feel like the culture is still on Instagram. That's where all the viral moments go crazy. That's where the shade room reigns supreme. That's what made this whole Will Smith and Chris Rock thing go crazy. The culture is still on Instagram.
Fact.
And I know somebody in the comments going like, we're going to create a social media for our culture. People have been trying.
Shout out to my guy, Isaac Hayes.
Yeah. People don't support him enough.
Yes.
Yo, shout out to Nate Parker.
Oh, what's the name of the app though?
Oh, his?
Yeah.
I'll get it for you in 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Fanbase. Shout out to Fanbase. Yes, we
not an ad, but shout out to Fanbase.
Not an ad, but he was on Ash Cash podcast. We will be building with him soon. I spoke to him a few times, so
good brother.
I'm pro that. I'm just saying that Instagram is just, King Kong in the situation right now. That's all.
That's a fact.
Hopefully, on a quick sidebar, are there any like social media tips you would want to give to aspiring entrepreneurs? Because I know they look up to you guys for that kind of insight.
Social media, yes. Consistency, extremely important. Originality, extremely important. Take time to study. Like I was actually having a conversation today with a principal of a high school, and I was telling him like, business schools are outdated. Like MBA programs are outdated because there's no way that you can have an MBA program right now without having social media as part of the MBA program. It's one of the most vital things in marketing. So if you're not teaching the art, because it is an art and a science, don't ever let somebody discredit it. Like it's just, if it was that easy to build 1 million followers, everybody would have it. Mm-hmm. People try to discredit things that they can't do themselves. And they just they're like, oh, you're an influencer. You can say whatever you want. It's real people that's following and real products that's being purchased and real money that's being made. So to master the art of social media is extremely important. And part of that is staying up to date. Like you got to spend time on the apps. You got to spend time on the apps. You got to actually know what's trending, what's not trending, when apps is going out of style, when other apps are coming in style. Very important. New features, new updates. It's just like studying any other marketplace. Like it's the world that we live in right now. So consistency, originality, and value add. That's always been our thing. Our thing has always been, how can we add value? A lot of people go a lot of different other routes, but our thing is like, how can we add as much value as possible? And now it's even harder because now we got to do it in 60-second reel format. We used to be able to do like IGTV, which 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes. It's not easy to explain something in financial terms in 60 seconds.
Go.
It's actually extremely it's kind of hard. So
Very.
you know, that's my biggest.
Don't breeze over that. Like, talk about that. Like, the difficulty it is to read something, to interpret it, and to understand how to explain it to somebody so that they can get it. Like,
Yeah,
that's a
It
skill.
took me 9 months to come up with 2 tips in the next for people to be like, man, that's easy. I'm like,
It's a skill.
no one prior put those together.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Skill
like I
set.
said, first you have to understand it and
Mhm.
understand it and be able to teach it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't just like gloss over that. That takes skill and it takes a lot of patience, right? Because some of these articles, a lot of times, especially like I'll read them and I'm sure you read them too, and it's like, I ain't grasped that the first time. Let me go back and read it. Okay, let me go do some research on it so I can clearly understand what this means. All right, bet. And then I know, like, when you do the videos for it, it's like, oh, he's fully grasped it because now he can explain this.
I mean, people try to, like I said, shout out to Nikki, but I never forget.
Shout out to Nikki Saunders.
Nicki Minaj, I'm talking about, but shout out to Nikki her though.
Yeah.
Too. But Nikki, I never forget, her and Joe Budden had a little issue years ago, and obviously they cool now. But she had said something. She said something in the vein of like, you know, just be a podcaster. Like, try to dismiss him as a podcaster. Well, Joe Rogan got a $200 million podcast deal. I don't know any rapper that's ever got that much money from their record label. So I say that to say, yeah, people sometimes try to dismiss what you're doing or minimize it or laugh it off. But like I always say, everything is funny until it's not anymore. And, you know, now eventually the joke's on you.
High five right there. That's like Kendrick. Ha ha.
Joke's on you.
Joke's on you. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
But like I said, that wasn't a shot at Nikki. I was just using that as
We do not want that bar, Pete. Hey.
Nah. Shout out to Nikki. She back in the city. It looked like she was back in the city last week.
Yeah.
Fabio Foreign,
Lighting up the streets.
the kid has New York right now. He has New York in a frenzy. And he's putting on for the city.
Feeling like Baby Nas, AZ or something.
Strong comparison.
Boy, on fire.
Well, he's on fire.
I was king of New York. Not even in charge.
Nah, he held it down for the Pop Smoke's legacy.
Yeah.
And is carrying the torch. And he's bringing a lot of energy back to the city. I've seen the City Girls got a video with him. They all doing the dance. And I like it. I like the energy that is in New York right now.
Think about his last 3 songs. He had Kanye and Alicia Keys, and now you got Nicki, and I got the city. Like, I saw the features for his album.
Bible.
Very right.
Ridiculous.
Nah, shout out to Fabio, man. We got to connect with him.
And
Yes.
I want to talk about TikTok. We brought up TikTok, so let's talk about China a little bit, because last week at the end of the week we saw some of these Chinese stocks. It's crazy because we were trying to on last Market Mondays we were talking about which Chinese stocks are relevant, and then I believe it was Friday we saw a lot of Chinese stocks go up. So the headline was this, all right? So China modified a decade-long rule that restricted offshore listed firms' financial data sharing practice, potentially removing the key hurdle for U.S. regulators to gain full access to auditing reports of majority of the 200 plus Chinese companies listed in the New York Stock Exchange. So it pretty much grants the framework for U.S. to get full auditing reports from majority of those companies. Now, it brought me back to that Lucan situation. For those of you who are not familiar, I sold my Lucan coffee in about 2000. It was early 2019. I was like, this is company. I was reading all the reports on it. It was the hottest thing. But we never got to see their financial reports. And they pulled the rug on us, right? They falsified their reports. The stock dropped 89% in a day. And it was a learning lesson. But what's happening now is that this is like a gateway for us to now to see what's happening inside some of these companies. What's the impact long-term, you think?
I think it is I'm going to give the clean version first. I think it's long overdue that they have the same kind of accounting practices that we do for publicly traded companies. Second part, just when they are getting close to becoming the number one superpower in the world, if they begin to show strong financials, which still can be doctored, and they peg some of those earnings to crypto, and they begin to have higher gains than us. That's why I asked if we care about loyalty to where the asset is from last week, right? If they begin to produce higher gains than Tesla, Amazon, Google, and they can get us to take our money and invest more there, that will be like the final infinity stone that they need to push to becoming the number one superpower. So well played on both ends politically, but I think it's been long overdue on the public stock market to have fair accounting practices and the practices that we do for American publicly traded stocks.
This that Red Panda anthem.
Ian, what's up?
This that Red Panda anthem.
Red Panda, what's
This
good?
that Red Panda anthem.
your
Whole
boy.
clique going up. I know they can't stand it.